We'll get this going here. Perfect. Okay. Okay then. So, first thing, 2 of these are fakes. I'll move Michael a little. So 2 of these are fakes. These are empty cases here. They will bet. GameStop's been doing a lot of sales. So, these 2 are kind of duds. So, I returned them. They were damaged. So, obviously I didn't want that. But, like I've said, what's up with the camera of Oh! Ah, that's funny. That's funny. That was the web camera. So I got that off now. I forgot to turn that off too. Yeah, that's funny though. But yeah, and like I've said, if you ever give anything to GameStop or return anything, keep the case. Or give them a shitty case. Take the stick off and put it on. So, these are both games I want, so I figured I'd just keep the cases so I have the artwork and stuff whenever I do pick up a copy, because I might not get lucky that time and have a case, so. Some velvet loom. Appropriate. So, we got, let's get this big thing out of the way first. So, if you all remember a long time ago, I actually got the Switch version of Starlink. There's 2 reasons I picked this up. Apparently you cannot play the Switch version offline, so obviously I don't like that. Apparently you can on the PS4 version, and this was like $3 on Best Buy. This has became super cheap now. Man, I have to wonder how much fucking money Ubisoft lost on these things. Seriously. Talk about a huge waste of fucking money. So let's see. Let's set the Switch stuff to the side, because we got a lot of PS4 shit and a few side things here. So let's get some of these out of the way. So this is something I'm interested in trying out. Remnant from the Ashes. This is supposed to apparently be like Dark Souls meets a third-person shooter with maybe a little pinch of Destiny loot type system. Well, if you wanted pad, I'm not sure how much shipping would be, but I still have an extra one of the Switch versions. Because, if you remember when I got my Switch version, I bought multiple of them. And the reason I did that is because they were trading in for an extra $1. So, I got to keep the case, make an extra $1 off, and keep all the spaceship stuff. I'm not sure that's how I was described the game. I was described the game that was like a Dark Souls-esque game. Now, I'm not necessarily saying that's accurate. I haven't played it yet, but obviously that piqued my interest. So I got this on a Game of the Deal sale for like $15, I think, at GameStop. So it was a brand new copy. I haven't tried it yet, but I'm wanting to try and incorporate like a random like try it night or something, maybe on Saturday nights or something. I've been wanting to do something kind of like that. Probably the only Xbox One game I've gotten in a very long time. Let's see. Have you picked Code Vein yet? I do have Code Vein. I got Code Vein back on my Black Friday's pickup video, if you haven't seen that. If you look up the Black Friday, the last Black Friday one, Code Vein was in there, or it should have been, because I got during Black Friday. So, as you can see, this is it's a case, but with no cover, but State of Decay was originally a 360 game. This is supposed to be a much better version of it. You know, we talked about some zombie games early in the stream today, and, yeah, I've always wanted to play more of this, but, you know, I still don't have an Xbox One. I got this on again, a good, I wouldn't say all these, I'd say maybe like a 25% of these were from a bunch of GameStop sales. But yeah, I think I got this for like $4 or $5, so not bad. I hear it's definitely the better version to play, because I don't know if any of you ever touched the because I do have the 360 version on my 360. Who is janked? Very janky. I like the concept, but it is janky. So, if you don't know of Warhammer, I got 2 Warhammer, the space ones, for really cheap. Game cost as much as the system for Dan. Not worth it. I really wish Dan sold me that thing, though. Because those games I want to play on it, I just don't want to pay $300 to play them. So, Space Hulk Ascension and then Space Hulk. While the titles would make you probably think this is like, maybe an expansion or something, but this is supposed to be a I believe this one's a first-person game, and then this one's kind of like a tactics game, so, not turn-based, real-time tactics, kind of like an RTS kind of thing, to my understanding, but, these I've heard are kind of janky, so I hadn't gotten them for a while. I got these for like, I think they were $6 at Best Buy New, so. See, no Gamestop, Valhalla Hills. This is supposed to be kind of like a real-time strategy game with Vikings. So, this was really cheap. Really? I mean, there's a lot of Warhammer games. I mean, it's tabletop, video games, books. I mean, there's a lot of Warhammer. The medieval and the space ones. But, yeah, sadly nothing special to see with the cover, obviously. So, you have to sell for the disc. I hear this was an okay game I got for like $4, so. Not really much to say, though. Let's see, I think I know what was in this one. Yes. So, if you remember from my last trip visiting my sister, I made a point that I tried to get this version of Naughty Bale, and they only had the OG version that didn't have the DLC, and the case was for the Golden Edition, so I had to, they let me get a return, and I technically made some money off that. Because it was, I don't remember the deal exactly, but, like, you know, it was like a discount or one of them's free or something. So, I technically made out on the deal, but I still wanted to, because this is a goofy, shitty game kind of thing. So, I remember way back in the old days of Game Grumps, them playing it. It's just fucking, a weird, mortal stealth game. It's definitely janky. But the kind of ha-ha janky, in my opinion. But, sadly, no cover art or anything. It didn't even have the white case, because the sticker for it is for a completely different, game that they put on it. So, apparently, they didn't even have a case for the damn thing, so. I think there's a few more down there, but I think this is about some of the last of the used GameStop stuff. This is a VR game, Loading Human Chapter 1. This was some like the Telltale games where you have to download the rest of the shit, so I have not gotten this for a long time because, you know, obviously I don't like that. I think it was like $2 or $3, so I went with it. I was like, sure. I could go with that. We'll get the other 2 used games out of the way. That should be, well, there's the one there, but out of the PS4 stuff, that should be all the used stuff. Order 1886, I'm sure a lot of you probably know of this one. It, bombed sale-wise pretty harshly. It didn't do very well. Got really cheap on the sale. I think it was like $4. I hear it's an okay game, just for $60, I heard it was terrible. Now, here's one I ended up wasting money on, because this recently got announced for a new version, but the Kingdom of Eleanor Reckoning. I heard this is a pretty good game that EA basically threw into the wind. Just like, whoosh. They just kind of threw it away and that. I heard it's pretty good, though, so, but it's apparently getting a new version on the Xbox One and PS4, so. Well, I mean, that's still the cheaper route. It's obviously not very expensive to get the older version. Yeah, in August, the new version. Really interested in giving it the new try. Now, I'm not aware of anything particularly new being added into it, so... Oh, and PC and Steam, too. So I don't know if there's, like, aside from graphically being better, I don't know if there's, like, a big selling point. I mean, if there was, like, any DLC, that probably comes with it, but... Okay, so that should be, aside from this one 3DS game, all the things without cover art. This was a music game. It was, like, $3 new at Gamestop a day of the deal, so I bought that. This is a music game. I'm not familiar with the artist. Apparently this was in development, and then this guy passed away during the development. So this was kind of released as kind of a farewell thing to him since he passed away during its development. I'm not familiar with them. So, but it was cheap, so I thought, I like music games, so I could give it a try. South Park, The Fracture of Butthole. Not exactly anything too thrilling. Sadly, the cover art, you can see a few winkles in there, so the cover art was damaged, so I have to see if I can get some new cover art for it. Some limited one releases. This is one of those mobile port games from Kimiko. Some of these look pretty good, and other ones look kind of meh. This one looks a bit more basic. Not necessarily meh, but it doesn't look as nice as a few other titles they did. Tempest 4000. I got that for $5 at Best Buy, cheap. It's a pretty okay little arcadey type game. Another one from Kimiko. This one, which one is this? This one looks a little better graphically. It looks like with chibi 3D characters with sprite work. It looks a little better-ish. But I'm not too familiar with a lot of RPG. Some of them certainly do look like they were made in RPG Maker. To be fair. There's two of them that are really interesting to me. There's this one where you gather tons of party members, and you, like, group extra party members with other party members to increase their stats. So you got party members who fight, party members who boost the team's efficiency in it. It's kind of an interesting idea. It kind of reminds me of Suikoden. You've all seen me streaming Terraria some. I did pick up Terraria cheap. I'm actually really enjoying this game, actually. It's been fun to play. If anyone else gets it, feel free to certainly ask to join when we stream. I did not originally get a case version with the copy I got. The first copy I got was damaged. So I took it to the local one that had a copy and exchanged it. And I took it in a slip, so I see if it had a real case. And I asked if I could take the case too. So made out on that one. Resident Evil 3, I've been playing Resistance some. I haven't played it lately. I haven't played 3 either. I heard Resident Evil 3 itself was pretty disappointing for most people, so I'm probably not going to go in that too. Like, I mean, people have literally been saying they've been beating it in like 6 hours, so I can basically beat it in almost one stream, probably. Probably if I did it like on a whole weekend, just devoted the time to it and get it done. Toy Soldiers War Chest. I got this on a sale. This game is very bizarre because it currently does not work unless you go back in time. You have to disconnect your system from the internet and manually change the clock back to several years to actually get this game to function. It's very weird. And it's a shame because I played it some, and it's actually not super bad. It's not super complicated either. But it's really strange that it is just, for some reason, it being a different year than the year it came out, destroyed this game. It's very bizarre. Welcome back, Dennis. Welcome. You didn't miss too many things. Still got a fair number of things to show off, so didn't miss too much in the pickup-y department. Let's see. Let's go show a few other goodies before we do some more. Let's see. Let's go through some of the 3DS stuff I got here. So, the last one that doesn't have a proper case. I never got Yokai Watch 1, so I got it on the sale. No original case, sadly. Just the cartridge. So, Bit of a shame on that. But the other two should be a little bit more interesting. The Thor Dragon Quest Monsters game, or in the Joker series, because you gotta keep in mind there's the original Monster series and then the Joker spin-off series of a spin-off of a spin-off. But we never got the third entry of Joker. Now this is the OG. They had a I'm not sure what it was like a master version or something that they made some adjustments to the game. You know, I wasn't too concerned about that, and I was like, I'll just get the OG version. There should be a Japanese. Yeah, I got the Zero waiting, so this is the Japanese version. But yeah, there's no English version of this game currently. Maybe one day in the future. To my understanding, the differences between the two versions, some extra monsters. Apparently, in this, they tried to do a gender version, a gender system, like, you know, some of the modern Pokemon games have done since what, Gold and Silver. So, but apparently that didn't go very well. So apparently they took that out in the improved version. So, far as I understood, there wasn't really any, like, big story additional content, so I just went with the OG version of that. And then, something I did not actually know existed, the sequel to the Etra Odyssey spin-off Mystery Dungeon game. I did not know there was actual sequel to that. It did not come to America, so I picked this up super cheap. Both of those were cheap. Credible on the DS. I know a lot of people were mad that we didn't get the superior version of the second Joker game. They only localized the original version. I know a lot of people were mad about that. But yeah, I did not know the Etra Odyssey Mystery Dungeon game had a sequel. It's kind of sad it didn't get to come to America. Etra Odyssey is pretty nice, but pretty hardcore to try and get on all of those. And let's show this one off, and we'll do some more PS4 stuff. So, Finding Teddy. This is a Dreamcast game. So, there is a actual sequel to this game in one of these mysterious pals. But can you find it? But it's supposed to be like a platformy type game from what I've seen. The reason I got this is it was on sale with the sequel, so I was just kind of like, sure, why not? I might as well. If I'm getting that, I might as well get the original. Why not? See, so much potential games for a nice Switch remake. It would be, honestly, if DS games were to be ported to anything, the Switch would obviously be the beneficial thing, since it does have a touchscreen. So that would be beneficial in its design. But anyway, some more PS1 stuff. This is one of Red Art's games. As you can see, it's still sealed. It has a cardboard slipcover. As far as I can tell, this is kind of a platformy Ghouls Goblin kind of jump game. Apparently the character fluctuates a lot, kind of like one of the mutation things in Rogue Legacy. So from what I can tell, nothing particularly special. Red Art games seem to always be kind of hit and miss. Lately, they've been picking up a lot of games that Limited One and Play Asia have already done physical versions of for PS, like Hovel. Like, Limited One did Hovel for PS4, and Red Art's got Hovel for the Switch. And then Play Asia's been doing a lot of Vita versions of stuff, and Red Arts has been picking up PS4 versions of them. So, they've been kind of being useful for a reprint thing for some people. But yeah, there's only 2 Red Art games I've really liked that I've tried so far. So, they've been kind of a miss a lot. This game I actually tried out streaming on one day. This is the sequel, not a sequel, but I mean it's for the creator of Katamari. Sadly, it's a pretty simple-ish game. Like Carter said, probably something for like kids to play. Honestly, I mean it's not like it's bad. It's just kind of like I want to kill some time. Just a second, Neil. Hello? Now, remove this number, please. Bye. Junk mail. Oh, junk. I hate those kind of calls. It's like, I'm here to talk about your student loans, except I don't have any student loans, you dumbass. I hate this stuff. I hate those kind of fucking calls. Anyway, let's drag a few more of these clips. So, I got this recently. I've been trying to get this for a while because I missed the initial printing. The Earth Defense Force Iron, it's Iron Wayne, right? Yeah, Iron Wayne. This is a spin-off Earth Defense Force game. What's nice is two more of these, actually. Two more Earth Defense Force games got announced. There's going to be one on the Switch that uses a kind of a blocky Lego-ish look. So, but I like Earth Defense Force games. I've been wanting to get back into some of them because I have a few that I haven't even gotten to play lately. So, always fun, goofy games, especially to play with people. This version does have English on it, FYI. That's why this version's what I was trying to get. It does have English. Let's see. Oh, that goes with that. Let's see. Flipping Death. I heard this was an interesting little puzzle game that, like, if you like Tim Schafer games, his old games, I would recommend that this game's kind of good for that. So I bought this, I think, for $9.99. Now, here's a game I've been looking forward to getting my hands on. Blood and Truth for PlayStation VR. So, if you played the demo disc for PlayStation VR, it had this kind of, like, Mafia scenario demo thing. And a lot of people have said, oh, this is that, but as an actual game now. I heard this was really good, so I've been wanting to get. I got for $9.99, if I remember correctly, brand new at Gamestop. So, GameStop is, like, for those who don't live in the West, and, you know, you obviously don't know much about GameStop. GameStop has been doing crap ton of sales. Like, tons, like, almost a sale, like, every week of some kind. 50% off, buy one, get one free, just constantly. It's kind of concerning that because some people are theorizing that they might actually be getting ready to close down, trying to sell as much. It is kind of that suspicious levels of sales. No VR game I've been interested in getting. Creed Wise of Glory. I believe I got this on sale for $9.99, even though it has the $19.99 price tag on it. I heard good things from that one. And then here's something Dennis will probably be excited to see. Trails of Cold Steel 3. I got this on a sale, I believe, on... I think it was through GameStop. They were doing a bizarre sale where it's buy two, get one free, but on brand new titles. I have never seen them do that before. So, there were two other titles. We'll get to those. And then, let's see. Here we are. Trails of Mana, which was another one of those titles. I believe this was the freebie one I ended up getting. For those who know, I love the third Mana game. So, this one's both interesting and kind of concerning to me, considering I love the third Mana game very, very much. So, Trails is just, it kind of makes me a little, like, I heard this is actually pretty faithful, I heard. So, hopefully that holds true, because I really love the third game very much. So, sadly, this is a single-player experience, which is a shame, because a lot of the old Mana games are fun for co-op. So, that's a bit of a shame on that, but what can you do? Let's see if I can find, where's the... here we are. This was the third title in that bundle I got, Sakura Wars. The newest entry. So, I've heard mixed feelings about this, because it's not a tactics game, it's more of a hack and slash game. So, and I've heard some choice criticism about what they did with the story, so, but, I'm hoping by supporting this, that Sega might try and give us some of the other games. I really, really would like us to get some of the other games, please, Sega, please, I would. Because, I mean, we literally only have one official localization. Only one. Only fucking one. So, that's a bit of a shame. Here's a dual pack. The bottom one's supposed to be a Tactics-esque game, and then top one's kind of a weird shmup game. Weird that they cut off the new from the title in the West. Probably because, I mean, we literally only have one title, and it did not... NIS said that, that title did not sell very well. They said it was a loss to them. They've specifically said that before, so... I mean, to be fair, there's probably not a lot of people who are aware of it. I think I got this for $10, if I remember correctly. So that was on sale. Another, I believe this is a collection of SNK games. Yeah. So this has 5 SNK games on it. This was a limited one release. And I don't think I'm familiar with any of these. Ninja Command, Ninja Combat. I can't see the title of that one probably. Ninja Masters and something that has a really small logo. I'm not really familiar with any of these specific titles, but these are probably arcade versions. Let's see. It says ADK Diminish makes its Western. So one of these, and it's probably this one on the bottom. That's probably the one it's talking about. Never apparently came to America. This is an import PS2 classic title, which means it was only available in Japanese language text menu. So some of these actually might not even be in English, then according to that text on the bottom, so... I love that game. It's, let's see, nice Persona 3 OST vibes. Twinkie Star Sprites. Oh, did you recognize some of the, one of the... I'm assuming you're probably talking about this one, I'm assuming. It's a VS shooter. Well, maybe one day I'll pop this in. I like a lot of SNK games, so I'm not familiar with any of these titles. So, yeah, I'm willing to bet that one has to do with what you're talking about, I bet. But, actually, that one looks like Samurai Showdown Killers, actually. Sure. I've tried this out. I like a lot of SNK games. I loved a lot of the Dreamcast and the Neo Geo Pocket games. So, I would say I probably would like some of those. Let's see. Darksiders Genesis. This was like, I think it was like $15 on sale at GameStop. So, this is supposed to be like a what's the word I'm thinking? Like a, You're viewing a little Kyoto from above perspective. I'm not sure if it's like a twin stick shooter. I mean, visually it looks like it could be a twin stick shooter, but I'm not 100% sure. But I heard it's an okay game. It was cheap, so it's on Switch too. Oddly enough. Oh, I see Pad sending messages. Let's see. Oh, so it's an arcade port. I like the Dreamcast version more. Well, it says on the back of it, it says this is an import PS2 classic title. So, though the text, it doesn't like specifically say which one, so I don't know if it means them all being bundled together, or, so I'm not really sure what versions we're looking at in that exactly. Okay, we'll save some of those. Let's go over some of these boxes we got over here. We got a lot of boxes. So, you may notice the NES cart sitting on top is Willow for the NES. It looks pretty good. I took a pretty good look at it. I don't notice anything particular that makes me think it's fake aside from it looking pretty clean. Though the label is kind of peeling there at the top. But besides that, it looks pretty clean all together. I don't notice anything in particular that makes me think it's fake. Because you gotta be careful with that shit when you're getting them from GameStop. People sell them fake shit. Now here's something Dan is sad he missed. I tried to let him know about it, and I was at work at the time this went up for sale. So when he sent me a message right after I went back to work to see about getting him a copy. So sadly I did not get that in time, because by by the next time I was on my next break, it sold out. Now, they usually have a extra sale of the copies they held back for replacements. So, there's still that opportunity to get one. So, this is for the Switch. This is the Hotline Miami collection. If you're a long-time viewer, trade it. I could, maybe. Maybe. That wouldn't be... Because this is Hotline Miami 1 and 2. Now, if you're a long-time viewer, you know I actually did a playthrough of the PC version of Hotline Miami 1. And I've actually had people see me play Hotline Miami 2. So now I have a good excuse. The problem when I played the PC version is it's not very capture card, not capture card, but it doesn't like you capturing footage of it. It has a massive slowdown for some reason when you try to capture it. And that was a very common problem a lot of people had. So technically when I played through this game originally, ooh, that's kind of nice. They made a little hole there so you can see what number it is. That's going to make scalpels fucking... There was only 8,000 copies of these. That's a pretty nice idea, but I'm sure a lot of people are going to use that for scalping purposes. If you haven't seen the special reserve versions of their games for a while, they've been doing this kind of black box NES kind of look. And I really like it for their games. They've been doing it for about the last 4 entries, I believe, of their games. So I really hope they keep these up, because I really like this box design for these. I really like that. Looks very nice. I have not played any of these. I know Dennis has been playing some of these. I think this is the... I had the other one of this. I think this is the sequel to that one. But I could be mistaken. It could be the other way around. This is the first one. But I got this on a sale on Best Buy. Now, I believe there's currently 3 titles now. I believe a newer one came out, I believe. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. But I know Dennis was playing through at least one of these, if not both of them. And I remember he was posting a lot of screenshots in the community on the PS4. Never finished the second. So, I hope these will pretty alright, so. But I got that one on sale. Then, Waging Loop, which actually somebody put on the poll. Mask of Truth is part 1. That was, what is this? Okay, this is Mask of Truth, is that one. So that's the second one, so I was right. So, Waging Loop, somebody actually put that on the poll. This is supposed to be a visual novel game where you're, experiencing death and death. You're experiencing a loop as you're trying to solve the weird shit that's happening. You apparently, get trapped in some kind of town, and you're trapped in a loop that you keep getting killed and shit. It's weird, so... It sounds like a pretty interesting game. I actually very interested to try that out, actually. Then I think the rest of these will play Asia exclusives. Quote-unquote exclusives. What is that? Demon Teal Plus. Red Art's actually published, the guy who made this, some of his other games were published by Red Art, so, I'm not too sure about this particular one. I liked it, 2 of the games, of the 3 games that Red Art's. So it's Groundhog's Day. Yes, it's Japanese ritual Groundhog's Day. Because it takes place in a older style Japanese town. So it's kind of weird. I don't know too much about it, aside from you die a lot. Kind of like 999, so, and, I love 999. I think this is supposed to be a platformer Metroid-esque game, I believe. Not too familiar with this one either. Now, these 2 looked good. I actually checked these 2 out specifically. Oop, didn't mean to get that stickle. So, something, PlayAsia's been trying out is putting multiple games on Vita cartridges, and these two releases are like that. So these are supposed to be colorful platformers, and this is let's see, what were these two? Fox. Let's see. Oh, so these are both part of the same series. This is Foxland 1 and 2, and this is I believe these two games are unrelated on this. Kid Trip and Mouse and Cleo game. So, these looked kind of like colorful, fun little side games. Not like anything too amazing, but they looked it okay. So that's 4 games in those 2. Then this is supposed to be Metroidvania-ish. So this is 2 games that came in a packet with a soundtrack, and they got the 2 stickers. So this was heavily delayed for a while for some reason. Like, one of the games they were still trying to get okayed. Ooh, shit. I got number 28. I remember I had a low one before. I'm not sure if it was that low before. But I believe these were Metroidvania-esque games. And I love Metroidvania, so that's always a get for me. Now, here's a weird one. This is weird. So, this game... Twin Breaker, the Sacred Symbols Adventure. So, I want you to guess without looking up, what kind of game do you think this is? I'm going to give a second on that. What kind of game do you think that is? Because it's a weird idea that I don't think... I'm not going to say they're the first to do it, because that's... I always say it's kind of weird to say the first, because sometimes if you dig deep enough, you can find someone else who thought about it first, but I've never seen someone do this. Shooter? No. It's Breakout. It's Breakout with a story. This is Breakout with a story. Like, there's an actual plot to this game, but it is a Breakout-esque game. So, it is very weird. Now, I know there's been a few takes. Like, I remember there was a Breakout game, I think, on the NES that had, like, bosses and things. Like, I've seen a few bizarre Breakout games, but this supposedly has like a fucking story. I've never seen that with a Breakout game. I've seen it with Pinball before, but not Breakout. So, kind of a weird game on that one. Okay, let's go back to some PS4 stuff, and then we'll go through some of the Switch stuff we have here. So, let's see. The Banner Saga. If you're a long-time viewer, this is the trilogy. This is 1, 2, and 3. If you're a long-time viewer, you would know that I actually kickstarted the Banner Saga, and I actually own digital versions of the Banner Saga. Kind of a slow, low-tier, like, it's not a bad game. It doesn't have a lot of music. I find it hard to play some games when they don't have a lot of music. It's kind of more of a experience thing, but it has a lot of interesting ideas. I got this cheap, so I was like, sure, I'll get the trilogy. Sure. It's essentially a tactics game, so it's a very Viking kind of inspired-esque themed Viking-ish themed tactics game, but it doesn't have a lot of music to it. It's a lot more natural sounding, you can say that. But it's been a long time since I played the first game. I never played it all the way through, but I played a chunk of it. One Piece World Sequel. This game's DLC was censored by not coming to America. There was a Hot Spring DLC that was not made available for America, which was really shitey, so I decided not to buy this game for full price. I like One Piece's characters and story. I am very behind in its story, though. Like, there's tons of shit I haven't gotten to see in One Piece itself. But I do like One Piece, so I was very sad that they decided to do that to us with World Sequel. So I think I got this for like $15 on a sale. Find them quickly. Man, I got this giant fucking tower game sitting beside me that I'm starting to get concerned that is going to start collapsing. So I'm gonna put some of them back here now. Getting kind of concerned. It's getting a little high though, so I'm gonna put some of those back there. Let's see. Rocket Board's Evolution. This was a limited one version, limited one release. The original was on the Vita. I think this one was offered on Vita and PS4. I just got the PS4 version. Here's one I got on a sale on Amazon. So this is a RTS game on PlayStation 4. This was the newest. Oh, we revolutionized RTSs on consoles. Come check out our game. We figured out the magic formula for RTSs. And if you're a long-time follower of development of RTSs on consoles, you've probably heard that before. There was a title on the 360 that was given that kind of thing. There was a PS2 Goblin game. I think it was Goblin Commando, I believe. On the PS2 that also tried to claim to be that. I hope this is an okay game, but, you know, it's all RTS on console. That's definitely one of the few game types that I definitely think is a superior experience on PC. It's not easy to pull that off on a console. Though a few of them have all playable on console, but still a inferior playstyle, sadly. Everybody Golf's VR. I'm very disappointed this game does not have online multiplayer. We need a online VR golf game. Please, somebody do that. We need that. This was an 8-bit release. Wild Hearts. It looked like a kind of a weird indie game. So, I kind of, like, you're like on a bike of that. And let's see. This was a limited one release. This is Ghouls and Goblins, the indie female lead character. Battle Princess Melody. So, there were two versions of this game to keep in mind. So, there was the Kickstarter where just need to add mouse support, easy. I wish they actually would do that, because in the older consoles, that was harder to do. But, I mean, a keyboard and mouse is literally compatible with the Xbox One and PS4. So, I don't get why they don't do that. I don't know why they don't. I understand that still wouldn't be a lot of people, but, I mean, at least it's there for the people who actually would want that. I mean, they're able to. I mean, a lot of people bitched about why Overwatch wouldn't let that. Heck, you can use a mouse on command and yeah, and that's what's also sad. They'll actual PS1, PS2. Here's something I learned last year from Avalanche Reviews. I did not know that the last survival game from the Resident Evil series on the PS2, Dead Aim, I did not know you could use a keyboard and mouse to play that instead of a light gun game, a gun con. Or a controller, you can use a keyboard and mouse with that, which is very weird. I did not know that. But yeah, there's older consoles that actually fucking had keyboard and mouse support for shit. Only a few titles, sadly. But I mean, legit, the console, you can put in almost any USB keyboard and mouse into modern consoles and they fucking work. So I don't get why they don't make that option for some games. It's weird to me. So, there were two versions of this game. This is the original version, which had like a story mode in that. But apparently they weren't satisfied with this game. This was a Kickstarter game. And they wanted something different. So they made kind of an arcadey version that removed a lot of the story. And that was exclusive to the Switch version. And it is important to note, if you're looking into these secondhand, the Switch version that Limited Ones did on that, the arcade type experience, does not have the original game in it. They are separate games. So if you want the two different games, you have to buy both of them. So I was kind of like, I don't think I really care about that. So I just got the original version they did. Sounded more my cup of tea. Now, I wish they would get the physical version of Costume Quest 1 in existence. See, it's worse, but it's... So, it's worse, but it's supposed to be better. Well, I guess it really depends on what you want. To my understanding, they weren't satisfied with the gameplay. Like, it wasn't supposedly like what they originally advertised, or like, I didn't follow the Kickstarter, so I don't know the full story on it, but apparently they just weren't like satisfied with how it turned out. So like, I don't know, like, to me, like, I researched reviews and looked at it. It just sounded like I would have preferred the original version. It has a story and kind of more purpose behind it. To my understanding, like, the arcade-ish like, they remixed some of the enemy placement design and cut out a lot of the story, and then it's from probably the simplest way I heard. If you want just pure, absolute pure gameplay, you should get the switchy arcade thing they did. And if you want like a story complementing the quest, then the original version. And you know, I kind of like, I was like, well, I would like the story with it, so I just got the original version. So I mean, the arcade version, like I said, is supposed to have enemy placement differences in that, so it's not exactly the same experience at the same time. It's just kind of like, imagine Scholar of the Fourth Sin, I guess you could say, with the revised version, but anyway, Costume Quest 2. I actually own the digital version of Costume Quest 1 on my 360. It's an interesting little silly little RPG. Nothing too amazing. I really wish they would get a physical version of the first one, but I've never played the sequel or know anything about the sequel, really. It's a Halloween-themed RPG thing. It's simple, nothing complicated. Not a very complicated thing. This is a game that Limited Ones is, this isn't part of the Limited One line. It's one of the distribute titles. So I liked it. The artwork for this game really drew me in. But the gameplay, when I looked up, the gameplay is, it seems kind of like a mix of comical to simple. It's first person with a lot of 2D-esque enemies. Like, the enemies aren't 3D, they're 2D-ish, so I'd have to experience it myself, but looking at what other people played, it seems like it was kind of a mixed game with some people. And I hear it's short. Oh, wait. Yeah, that's the all we done, pal. Control. For those who didn't catch the few jokes once in a while between me and Dan, I think it was like around November last year. Dan was playing through Dark Souls Remastered, and he was having trouble with the Bit of Chaos. So, I made a bet with him, like, I'll beat the Bit of Chaos through share play, and if I can do it, you owe me a game. So, he took the bet, and I think it took me 4 tries, and I beat the Bit of Chaos using share play on PlayStation. So, he gave me, he had bot control, and he played through it, and he gave me that as the winnings. It took a while for it to get sent to me. You know, I obviously was not in any rush. The reason I'm interested in this game, though, is it's from the creators of Alan Wake. I really like Alan Wake. It's not like the most perfect survival horror title. It's a very, very movie story-esque survival horror game. It has elements, but it's certainly on the easier side. It's a lot more story-focused. But this has ties to Alan Wake, apparently, which really piqued my interest a lot more. So, as someone who played both the Alan Wakes, I played the original Alan Wake, the DLCs, and that weird it was Alan Wake Nightmare Land or something. So, I'm kind of curious to check this out. But I heard they're very subtle ties, so let's save the last 2 of those, and let's get some of the Switch stuff. I'm sure someone out there is probably dying for some Switch stuff. So, so we got Bubble Babble for Friends. This was a strictly limited release, and it came with this kind of shoddy coastal thing. It has a lot of dings in it. It's kind of hard to probably see, like, see right there? See that cut that's in it there. And there's another one. You can kinda see it right there. It's kind of hard to see, but it has a lot of scratches and stuff. It's kind of a throwaway thing, and the usual kind of postcard Strictly Limited does with a lot of their releases. So this has a new Bobble Bobble game, and then it also has the original arcade version on it. So kind of an interesting release on that. I'm not sure how close the arcade version is to the NES game. Now, I don't think the original NES game's expensive. I think it's Bobble Bobble 2 on the NES that's worth a lot if I remember correctly, so. Yeah, Strictly Limited's done a few nice releases, but I'm not sure what, this thing's tore up and that, like I said, it has a lot of scratches all over it, so kind of a disappointing little throw in, so. Blossom Tales, The Sleeping King. I believe this is supposed to be, yeah, this is like a Legend Zelda kind of game. This was a limited one release. Looked nice. I love a lot of top-down Zelda-esque games. So, I don't know if this is particularly a good one, but hey, it would have to do a really bad job. Bad North. I'm not really familiar with this game. It was a limited one release, so I think it's supposed to be some kind of island-esque strategy game or something. I remember I looked into it. It looked a little interesting. Now this is Finding Teddy 2. So these games were published by Pure. Is that Pixel? Pure? No, it's Pixel. Pixel Heart. Let me get there. Pixel Heart, and these two games, Finding Teddy 1 and 2, are not actually the first game I got from these people. I got, it was some kind of mech shmup game, was their first release. I got that through, I think, PlayAsia, because they selling these through a few different companies, but they are still limited. This was 1,500 copies. But they're trying a system where they're selling a certain amount at different areas to cover a kind of a worldwide release. So like PlayAsia has some. This release was the first time through their own kind of American branch to sell it, which they don't have. Oh, actually, that was it. That was it on the sticker. That VGNY Soft. That is the company that I got this copy from. So it's kind of their own their own branch. So, but yeah, the original title I got with, I think it was PlayAsia, but it wasn't. They didn't have their own branch yet at the time. Now they do. So, just put that there. Here's something I really wish they would do this for Romancing Saga 2, because I really like Romancing Saga 2, but Romancing Saga 3 got a physical release with English that you can get from PlayAsia, or I'm sure you can find some other mom and pop stores that deal with imports and that. But there is a version that has English in it, so I do actually own all three Romancing Saga games fully boxed on the Super Nintendo. 2 is my favorite, honestly, but 3 is considered the favorite version, the favored one out of the 3 romancing games. I really, really wish they would give a physical version to 2. It's a shame it doesn't have one. So maybe one day. I'm not even sure if it's available on Switch, actually. I think it's only on PS4 and Vita, actually. So maybe maybe there's hope for that still. Visual novel game. This has English. This is the English version. This is the Fox Awaits Me. I'll just let Pad make his fully joke. It's the same as the Super Nintendo one or remake. Okay, so to my understanding, I know with Romancing Saga 2, they made animated sprites and stuff. I'm not sure if that's in this one, like if they did the same thing with Romancing 3, but I would imagine. Let me look at the back, see if it says anything. 8 different world. See, defeat the revival of Epic. Okay, so it says experience tales not found in the original version. So there's new content in it. It doesn't say if it had, because I know Romancing 2's remake, it actually added animated sprites and stuff. So I would imagine they probably did that for this, but it does say there is new content that's in this. Doesn't really mention anything else on the back. So I'm not really too sure if it has animated sprites, but yeah, I know Romancing Saga 2's version did, so I would imagine it probably does. But what was I talking about before? Oh yeah. So I'll just let Pad make his Foy joke, you know. Ah ha ha, Fox Schools. Because, you know, your mascot's Fox School, blah blah blah. Go ahead, I know you want to. It's in your system, you're just like, I know it's there. The last three I got here for the Switch or Super Whale game releases. And, so this one I'm not very. If you let us explain if I haven't explained before, in case if you've noticed the last few times I've gotten these always in sets of threes. Super Whale Games offers a bundle so you can save on shipping, but they do a shitty system where every new bundle happens when the first new game release of it. So the first one's revealed, but the other two are kept a mystery, and I don't like that for this situation because I'm not really interested in this game. I actually own this on. I have the indie box version of this game. I would have actually passed on this game if I had the option. So sadly, I got a console version. It's not the end of the world, but I would have probably passed on that. World of Goo. I heard this is a fun, silly little game, puzzle kind of game. So not necessarily a bad, but this particular one, the Mextenian Nation Force. I'm not even sure how to pronounce that, but this actually has. Look up a video of this. This looked very interesting. So this particular title, I was actually very excited to get. It has very nice looking mech sprites. They're very big and everything. I would check it out. It looks very interesting, honestly. So that one, I'm excited. And then the last two games, what we got here? We have Knights and Bike from Tim Schafer. This was one of Tim Schafer's newest games. I'm not really sure how to describe the game exactly. It's like you play as two girls on bikes and you just kind of go on an adventure kind of thing. I haven't necessarily heard anything negative, but obviously I didn't want anything spoiled about it, so I'm not quite sure what to personally think about myself. Because I know Tim Schafer has been kind of on some of his more modern games. You know, Grim Fandango is considered like his last really good game. Broken Age was it wasn't necessarily bad, but it wasn't exactly amazing either. So I like a lot of his older work, so I'm not sure. This feels pretty heavy, so they definitely gave this a hell of a book in this one. So then the last title we got to show off here is Dark Devotion. I think this is a Metroidvania-ish game. Meaningful combat, 250 weapons, armor, and items, blessing, courses, and ill system. More than 180 blessing, course, and wounds, unique bosses, tremendous battles. Yeah, the pictures in the back, I didn't even notice them. They're so fucking dark on there. I'm pretty sure this was a Metroidvania-esque game, I believe, this one. And, you know, I always like a good Metroidvania. Bloodstain was a very nice Metroidvania. Indie games for overall have been mostly what have been keeping Metroidvanias alive, so I'm always up for now Metroidvania. It seems like this is a very dark, like I said, you can barely even notice those screenshots. I didn't even notice them until I noticed that one with the red blotch in it. Like you literally. You can't even make out the fucking other ones. They're like almost non-existent. So I'm not sure who did the back part of that cover walk. You literally can't even tell those pictures very easily. And, that should be everything currently that I haven't gotten to show off. So, quite a big haul, I'd say. That's probably, I don't know, about a month and a half worth of stuff I've picked up lately. So, but yeah, if anyone's interested in joining for Terraria, pick up a copy of Terraria. We've been having fun with that. I'm going to probably keep doing that for a bit on some random streams, so get a little final shot for those who might have joined late into the portion, so you can get a good view of everything. Big haul as always. Well, yeah, I mean, generally, I used to do these about monthly, but they're starting to turn a little bit more like, they're starting to end up a bit more like every 2 months a little bit, but, you know, still a decent amount of games, you know, still a pretty decent amount, but yeah, pretty big chunk. I definitely do more votes for this one. Vote. I actually want to try that one out. Kind of curious on that one. But yeah, pretty good haul. Definitely very excited about Hotline Miami. This is Switch. They didn't do a PS4 version for some reason. A lot of people complained to them about it. But for some reason, they didn't do a PS4 version. But hey, I could be happy with a Switch version. It's a 2D game. They do Digital Divulge. I think that's where it was, right? Digital Divulge. Damn it, they don't have it on the back anymore. You know, they do usually a really good job with a lot of their games, so hopefully the Switch version of this doesn't suffer much. But yeah, a lot of people thought it was weird they didn't do a PS4 version. I would probably preferred that myself, but this is probably the one I'm probably the most excited for out of this haul myself, because I've been really needing to play the second game, and now I don't have to worry about you know, the recording software and the game itself. Because like I said, for some reason the PC versions of Hotline Miami do not like you capturing them. I do not know. I remember it was a very, I don't know if it's a common problem now, but back when the game was new, I don't know. There was some really weird with trying to capture it. It would slow the game down immensely. So, yeah, as you can see, quite a big haul though, Dennis. So, as usual, like Pad said, pretty decent amount of stuff. I'm excited to get Willow too. I've always wanted to get Willow. I think I got it for like $4 on sale at Gamestop. Just hope it's not fake. Like I said, it's sad that I'm always concerned when I get a retro game and it looks really clean and newish. It's sad that, you know, you have to be like, You always have to be kind of suspicious of that, sadly. It's a real shame. Because sometimes, you know, you do get lucky. You find a nice, clean version someone actually fucking took care of. As hard as to believe. But, yeah, pretty good haul. But, open it up. That's true. Could open it up. Does it use the triangle thing? Or... it probably uses the one I don't actually... If it's a normal thing, I could open it up. But it probably has one of those annoying bits, I bet. Yeah, it has the misshapen bit where it goes over a clump of metal. So, I don't have a special tool for that, sadly. Yeah, because there's only, like, I think 3 NES games that use that black plastic goop stuff. I think there's only 3 NES games that actually use that. Every other one's, like, not supposed to have it. So, sadly, I don't have the bit thing for it. I've been meaning to get one of those before. But, anyway, that's the haul now. Yeah. I've been meaning to get... I have one for my N64, though. Oddly enough. I have one for my N64. But, Yeah, I don't. Unless, I mean, is it the same thing, actually? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if they use the exact same kind of bit thing, actually. Because I do have one that works with the N64 console. So, I might have to... No, yeah. Kind of feared it probably wasn't the same. Keep it consistent, people can find a way to work around it. So. A lot bigger. Yeah.